energy in the house going for our lottery winner, Dana Snow.
I'm just going to fold it. I tried to memorize my material, but I have a rotten memory. I can't even remember the words to the song Tequila. I can't remember. Gin and tonic. Martini. Lemonade. So I wrote a book about work. It's called How to Get a Job You'll Hate So Much You'll Beg for the Sweet Mercy of Death. Volume 2. Someday there will be no jobs. Babies will be born with ulcers. Trying to pose for 2 pictures over here. Put the 2 pictures together, it'll be 3D. I understand. You're still the Viewmaster. Okay. I did a play about working for a guy who never paid me. It was called Waiting for No Dough. I did a scary movie, well, scary to employers, called Night of the Living Wage. When I was a kid, I said, I don't want to go to school. My dad said, you have to go to school or you won't be able to get a good job. I said, that's why I don't want to go to school. Kids, and they're all kids to me. Stop blaming your parents for your problems. I did. I stopped blaming your parents. My folks sent me a postcard. It said, remember us when you become rich and famous. Remember, a house is not a home. Buy us a house. Don't put us in a home. Then we'll discuss whether your allowance was a loan or a gift. I once gave my folks a check for $1,000, named out to me, for the next time I asked them for money. They taught me 2 things about money. Money isn't everything, and yes, it is. My dad gave me allowance, and I think I need to move that after the other allowance joke, but my dad gave me an allowance, and he was nothing if not generous. So yes, he was nothing. He said, we can't support you forever. I said, well, how long can you support me? He said, another 5 minutes. I said, thank you, that's more than I expected. My dad said, become rich, it's the only way to avoid being poor. I said, but I read that money can't buy happiness. He said, that was a misprint. It was supposed to read, a monkey can't buy happiness. I've had many jobs. I was a counterfeiter, made good money. I was arrested for embezzling, but I proved to the judge's satisfaction that I'm bad at math. Among other things, I'm a model. Like my outfit, I'm proud to say I was voted Best Dressed Man by the Braille Institute. I'm currently on the cover of CGI, RCHE WRH AHS LLBQ. That stands for chubby guys in rumpled clothes and glasses with receding hairlines and heads shaped like light bulbs, orderly. It was also on the cover of Not Good at Any Sports Illustrated. I recall my worst job. I worked for my food stamps on General Lee at a park on Pico. And I was shoveling tar from a sewer. It's heavy, it's smelly. And while I was doing that, a black fellow also shoveling tar from a sewer was blaming me for the oppression of his people. Well, I said, my grandfather came to America around 1910, so unless you were oppressed by a Jewish barber in Buffalo, New York, I'm innocent. And then he showed me a photo of his grandfather with a bad haircut, so I had to go. I haven't decided if I'm racist based on that. That's a good thing. I won't pick on you anymore. I might go into politics. Congress people get to vote on their own salaries. Indicate by applause how many of you would like to make $1 million a week? How many of you would like to pay that $1 million a week? That's what I thought. So it's settled. We all get $1 million a week, and it'll be paid for by some other audience. I was asked to be the leader of the Catholic Church, but it's too much work. Some days I'm too pooped to pope. They asked to see my resume. I said, you'll have to take me on faith. When I become pope, I'll ride in the Pope-mobile. That's the company car. It's a convertible that converted from Christianity to Christianity. I would have improved slightly if I said it correctly. At the Vatican, they named parts of the building after parts of the Bible, like the emergency exits. The Vatican gift shop sells breakfast food, Christ Krispies. When I'm Pope, I'm going to promote a new commandment, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's Wi-Fi. I used to sell drugs. I drove a truck that played this song. If you're happy and you know it, buy some crack. If you're sad and you know it, buy some crack. If you don't know how you feel and your problems are surreal, here's a way you all can deal, buy some crack. If you're white and you know it, buy some crack. Latino and you know it, buy some crack. If you happen to be black and your name is Stan or Jack, and you've had a heart attack, buy some crack. There's more. If you really love to laugh, buy some crack. If you have a pet giraffe, buy some crack. If audiences boo and you've been banned from the zoo, your giraffe broke up with you, buy some crack. If you walk like an Egyptian, buy some crack. If you get a crack prescription, buy some crack. If this number has been banned, if you want a one-night stand and you'd rather use your hand, buy some crack. No, that's that. I read a book that said, when you apply for a job, pretend you already have it. Didn't work, they'd already pretended to have fired me. They didn't believe my resume, so I sang, it's my resume, I'll lie if I want to, lie if I want to, lie if I want to. You wouldn't lie too if your rent was past due. They said, why do you want this job? I said, that's for me to know and you to find out. At job interviews, I would give stupid answers because I didn't want the job. They'd say, can you type 60 words a minute? I'd say, no, I can type 2 words a minute, and those 2 words are hamster and nectarine. They said, what's your biggest weakness? I said, kryptonite. They said, if you were me, would you hire you? I said, no, that would be nepotism. They said, do you do drugs? I said, no. They said, want to pee in this cup? I said, no, that's your coffee. They said, do you gamble? Do you embezzle? I said, I could learn. They said, sorry, we have no openings. I said, no openings? And how do you eat? How do you breathe? How do you go to the bathroom? I'm leaving before you explode. They said, where do you want to be in 5 years? I said, stuck in a dead-end job. Thank you very much.